Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Love. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs at NYIT, and I'm a member of the Senior Scholars of ACPA. I am speaking today with Chrissy Hannon, who is a recent PhD graduate from the University of Tennessee in counselor education, and she is on the job search trail. So I'm going to turn it over to Chrissy. Chrissy, can you please tell us the name of your article and who your co-authors are?
Sure. The name of the article is "The Meaning of African American College Women's Experiences Attending a Predominantly White Institution, a Phenomenological Study." My co-authors are Dr. Marianne Woodside, Dr. Brittany Pollard, and Jorge Roman.
Thanks. So tell me, what led you to this particular topic?
Sure. Well, initially, when I first started my PhD program, I worked with African American college students for my graduate assistantship. And what I found was that in my experience, I learned that that particular population, they're not a monolith, they have varied experiences. And so I wanted to learn more about this population. And so as I did my research, I noticed that actually African American college women represent the majority of undergraduate enrollment for African Americans. But what I saw was a lack of research in this particular population. And then more importantly, if there was to be research, it was going to be more quantitative, less qualitative. So we really wanted to just delve into and just see what we found, which is why we chose phenomenology. America is becoming increasingly diverse, and which means that our college campuses are becoming more diverse. And so with that being said, college campuses kind of playing catch up with how to work with these minority populations. So I think it's really important to understand that all minority students aren't the same, and that to look at maybe how can we work with this particular demographic, or what's going on with this group or that group. So I think it's important that we recognize that diversity is here, and that we need to meet the needs of all students. Is directly related to what they do on college campuses every day. And because this article really allows the voices of African American women to be heard, their experience in their words come out. And I think it's important that we learn to listen to minority groups and allow them to have, to be co-participants in the process. Well, one of the most important things that we discovered in our research is that gender-focused organizations may be a different or an alternative route to help African American college women transition into the university setting. It was a unique finding, but I think it could be helpful in allowing them to develop and expand outside of their comfort zone. That was really important to them. And they actually expressed a desire to, they actually sought out gender female focused organizations. I think also there's still the recognition that they operate in multiple worlds. There's the white world, the Black world, and somewhere in between. And so understanding that that is sort of the world that they're navigating when they come to college will help, I think, practitioners become more sensitive to this particular group. The next thing that stands out to me is that a lot of these participants wanted to build community. So working with, again, being co-participants with these women, helping them to build community, showing them how they can do that, I think stands out as well. And so if they're doing that, that's, you know, a good way to just keep focusing on helping them to build community with different groups, different organizations. Also, they also talked about being able to cope with different stressors. So also learning how to connect them with different support systems on campus. It may be something non-traditional. It could be, you know, church groups. It could be different organizations on campus. But just, again, knowing that they are looking for those ways to actively confront challenges and stressors, you know, being college students.